What's on, guys? Just here back to my channel, and today we doing a review for AEW Collision, which I was supposed to done last night, but I was kind of like almost dozing off on the review for WrestleMania Night One last night. So yeah. Anyways, if you saw me almost fall asleep on the WrestleMania, I'm sorry, but I was so tired, and so it was a long day, long night. So yeah, so for watching AEW Collision, also why couldn't they do it in the following weekend, which is weird. So for Collision, I mean, I don't know, it was very exhausting. But anyways, it was good, the show and stuff. So I'm just gonna get to it then. The first match: FTR, Dax Harwood, and Cash Wheeler versus Top Flight, Darius and Dante Martin. Dax and Darius start up, and Dax is shot to the ropes and come back with shoulder tackle. Darius gets an arm drag when they lock up again. They trade arm bars and quick rolls ups. Cash tags in and gets an armbar. Darius gets a waist lock takedown for two. Cash gets a backslide for two, and they run the ropes again. Dante gets a blind tag, and they double team Cash. Cash rolls out of the ring to escape the double teams. Team moves. Dax and tag. I mean, sorry. Dax Dax tags in and they lock up. And Dax works a wrist lock. They run the ropes, and Dante gets an arm drag takedown. They grab an armbar. Darius tags in and grabs the arm. Dax punches free and hits a shoulder tackle. Darius gets a sun flip and falls with an arm drag and holds on. Dax shoots him into the ropes and gets a back elbow. Cash tags in and they run through. Dax works over Darius in the corner and then covers for two. Um, Cash hits a scoop slam and misses an elbow drop. Darius tags in. Dante leaps off the top onto Cash's arm. Cash gets a scoop slam on Dante and tags in Dax after a chop in the corner. Dax puts Dante on the top, and Dante escapes and gets a roll up for two. Dante gets another roll up and then drop kick for two. Darius tags in and hits a suplex and tags in Dante. They whip Dax to the apron, and Darius kneels down so that Dante can leap off of him for a kick into Dax. Dante rolls Dax into the ring, and Dante nails Catch as he goes by. Dax goes to the outside, runs around the ring. Dante falls and runs into a clothesline from Cash as we go to picture in picture. When we return to full screen, Dax has Dante on top and tries for a suplex, but Dante falls onto Dax for a 2 count. Dante tags in and Darius, who cleans house. Dax is finally um, able to get a pair of. Sorry, guys. What was that? Anyways, finally gets a pair of blows to drop. Darius is able to go over the top and lands a series of chops on Dax, and Dax grabs a quick 2 count on Dax. All four men get into the ring, and Top Flight runs wild on FTR. Dante tags in, and they keep drawing until it's just Dax and Dante. Dante leads from the top, and Dax gets the knees up for two. We get back to all four men, and Top Flight gets stereo pins for two. Cash gets a brain buster on Darius. Dante whips Cash to the corner, and FTR out and hits the shatter machine on Dante. Winners are and going on to the tag team title match at Dynasty FTR. I sound so lazy making this video right now. We give a video package as Chiska Okada. Alright, Pac versus the already in the ring Encore Moore. Pac immediately starts working over Moore in the corner. Pac hits two snap suplexes and then stalling vertical brainbuster. He whips Moore across the ring, then keeps working him over. Pac goes to the top and then comes back down to the mat and locks on the brutalizer, and Moore has to tap. Where is Pac? Pac grabs the mic and says he is done waiting for opportunities he deserves. He is on a mission to remind everyone who he is. He challenges Okada for the Continental Championship. We then get a video package where Brian Danielson with Renee Paquette talks about how he measures himself against himself. He says anything he does, it is about him testing himself to be a better person. All right, Hook and next match is Hook and Chris Jericho versus Shane Taylor and Lee Moriarty. Taylor and Jericho start out, and Taylor shoves Jericho to the corner. He beats him down. he gets and then gets a running close and lays in more blows. Jericho is able to get the boot up and nails Taylor. He tags in and Hook, and they suplex Taylor. Taylor backs Hook into his corner, and Moriarty is tagged, and he goes to work on Hook. Hook is able to get suplex on Moriarty. Jericho is tagged in, and he throws chops. Moriarty gets kicked in, and Jericho picks the leg, and then comes off the bottom rope and kicks Taylor as we go to picture in picture. When we return to full screen, Taylor slams Jericho. He goes for a leap onto Jericho, and Jericho gets the knees up. Moriarty tags in, and Jericho hits a lion moonsault. Jericho tags in Hook and hits clothesline and pair of judo throws. He hits a Northern Lights suplex with a bridge for two. Taylor gets in the ring, and while Hook can't suplex him and low bridges him out of the ring and tags in Jericho, Hook goes to the top and hits a double axe handle onto Taylor on the floor. Moriarty gets a flatliner and locks on the border city stretch. Jericho is able to force his way out of it and gets a line tamer on Moriarty. Hook comes in at first. He starts to help Jericho, but then he is able to hit a suplex on Taylor. Moriarty has to tap out. So winners are Chris Jericho and Hook. Anthony Ogogo hits the ring. Man, I haven't seen that dude in a long time. Hits the ring and goes after Jericho as Hook is fighting him. Taylor and Moriarty gets in the ring and beats down Jericho and Hook. Ogogo knocks out Jericho. Taylor leaves the Shane Taylor Promotions banner draped over Jericho as they stand tall. We get to a promo for Dustin Rhodes, talking about who he is unappreciated. He says that when his dad won the world title and Dustin said he would become the world champion, he says the last thing for him to accomplish is the world title and transition mojo. We get to a promo for Will Ospreay with Renee Paquette after the match with Bryan Danielson, and he believes he can beat him. House of Black. Next match is House of Black. Malachi Black, Buddy Matthews, and Burry King versus Brian Keith and Matt Sydal and Christopher Daniels. Keith and Black start off, and Black grabs a side headlock. Keith escapes and gets an armbar. Black escapes and gets the headlock again. They go to the corner and trade blows. Keith gets an exploder for one only. They trade kicks, and Black wins the exchange and tags in King. Sydal tags in and then tags in Danielson's, and they double team him with kicks and strikes, and he runs right through them. Daniels leaps off the top, and King catches him, and King clotheslines him. As we go to picture in picture, when we then turn full screen, Daniels has been the babyface Imperial through the break. Daniels is able to get backslide Black. He falls with an inside creative for two. Daniels gets a suplex, and both men crawl to their corners. Buddy and Sydal tag in, and Sydal runs while Buddy finally cuts him off with a pop-up knee lift. Sydal gets a blind tag to Keith, as does King. King hits Dante's Inferno on Sydal. Keith is able to get kicks on King, and Buddy and King gets a big clothesline and tosses Keith to the corner. All three of the House of Black hit kicks on Keith and cover for two. Broken up Daniels is taken out with Black's spin kick, but Buddy tries to for a pump handle, but Keith turns it into a roll up for two. Buddy finally gets a pump handle slam for the pin and win. So winners is House of Black. Adam Copeland's music hits and Black goes to the stage. Adam attacks King and Buddy in the ring and win. Black returns to the ring. They stomp him down. Mark Briscoe and FTR come to the ring, and we've got a brawl. The Young Bucks rise from the stage. FTR charge the stage and fight down to the ring. The fight continues in the ring. House of Black finally retreats, and Nicholas is left in the ring. Matthew pulls him out of the ring, and they retreat as well. Dax talks about how you should never let people strip you of your dream, no matter what, and which is an oblique reference to another wrestler in another company. Lex Nair is with Rocky Romero. He says he has yet to win a title here. He asks for an eliminator match against Roderick Strong, Roderick, and the Kingdom Show, and says Rocky has 1% chance of winning, but he can tell his grandkids that he faced Roderick Strong. We are told that the Young Bucks will show backstage from All In last year for the first time on Dynamite. Lex Lexi is then with Jericho. Hook and Jericho says he is pissed off and says there are three of Shane Taylor promotions and only two of them. Hook says they have a third promotion. Kishori Shibata shows up and says he has their back. All right. Next match is Yuka Sakazaki versus Trish Adora. They lock up and move to arm bars quickly. Adora gets a side headlock and is shot into the ropes. Adora shoulder tackles Yuka, and Yuka gets a forward roll and a diving clothesline for two. Adora gets a spinning backbreaker, and we go to picture in picture. When we turn to full screen, Adora grabs a crossface, and Yuka gets to the ropes for a break. Adora gets a shoulder thrust in the corner. It whips Yuka to the corner, but Yuka gets a boot up and gets a series of kicks and Shogun kick from the top for two. Yuka tries for a suplex and Adora blocks it. Yuka tries to pound down Adora and Adora reverses the suplex. The throw forearms and Yuka gets a mule kick that drops Zordora. Adora hits a Northern Light suplex and Yuka responds by dumping Adora over her. Adora gets a double underhook suplex and falls with a full Nelson powerbomb for two. Yuka gets Adora on her back and hits a spinning slam. Yuka goes to the ropes for a splash from the top rope and covers for the pin and win. So winner is Yuka Sakazaki. Alright, Serenity comes to the stage after the match and applause in the back. Matt Menard and Daniel Garcia. Menard puts Garcia over. He says they want more wins. Garcia says he needs to be in the conversation of the best wrestlers working today. Alright, next match is the Butcher versus Claudio Castagnoli. They lock up and Butcher forces them to the ropes. They do not break and instead keep the hold as they fight for a position in the ropes. Claudio is able to break free and they break clean. They run the ropes and try for shoulder tackles. Casanova gets a clothesline. Casanova gets a leaping shoulder tackle and hits a scoop slam. He then hits a stomp on Butcher. They fight in the corners and Butcher is able to get a backbreaker followed by suplex. Butcher beats Casanova down and grabs a rear chinlock. Butcher shoves him into the ropes and then nails Castagnoli in the corner. In the back, they trade shots back and forth, and Butcher gets another backbreaker for two. Butcher grabs a crossface, and Castagnoli forces his way to his feet. Castagnoli hits a Death Valley driver and hits uppercuts in the corner. He hits a short arm clothesline. Castagnoli gets the giant swing and nails the Ricochet bomb for the pin and win. So the winner is Claudio Castagnoli. We then get a video patch from Julia Hart saying she will beat Willow again, and Mercedes Monet will be rolling the dice if she faces her. We get a response from Samoa Joe to Dustin Rose. He says Dustin does not have what he needs to survive. Fear of Samoa Joe. He will not give Dustin a title shot, but if he is able to beat Joe, he will become the number one contender. So yeah. Alright. Next match is Penta versus Commander. Before the match starts, expect it to be more fun. You say that's your main event. That will be airing at 1 a.m. on the East Coast. Blah blah blah. How do I not give them a treat? So yeah. So this is the main event right here. They lock up and go quickly to waistlocks, and Penta is able to get a quick kick. They move to quick moves into two counts. Commander calls for a handshake, and instead Penta does no fear in his face. They run the ropes, and Commander gets a Tijari's. Penta responds with a drop kick. Penta gets a loud chop. Commander gets a pop up Hurricanrana, and leaps into Penta's hands on the floor. Penta military presses him and slams him on the steel stairs, and we go to picture. Excuse me. When we return to full screen, they run the rows, and Commander gets a spinning. Commander hits a diving spike into Penta on the floor. Commander goes up to top, and Penta gets in the ring and leaps into a thrust kick from Penta. Penta hits a sling blade and gets a destroyer for two. Commander escapes out of the back of a fear factor and then gets a roll up and gets a knee bar. Penta gets to the top to the ropes for the break. They struggle for control in the ropes, and Penta hits a Spanish fly for two. Penta gets a kick in the ropes and a destroyer on the apron. Commander gets a body drop on Penta on the floor. They both get in at the ring at 9. They trade blows on their knees and get to their feet. Commander ducks a blow and lays in 3. Penta hits a thrust kick and then hits Made in Japan for 2. Penta puts Commander on top, hits a loud chops, and Commander escapes a suplex from the top. Commander hits a tornado splash for 2. Commander runs the ropes into a dropkick. He then hits a moonsault for the top rope on Penta on the floor. Commander rolls Penta into the ring and goes to the top. Commander leaps off the top into a long blower, followed by a fear factor for the pin and the win. So the winner is Penta. Adam Copeland comes to the stage to stare at Penta, and we are out of time. So yeah, that's how the show all finished all stuff. So anyways, yeah, it started. The show started around 10:48 or 10:49 because the basketball they had that basketball thing after they talk about whatever and stuff. So yeah, so we had to wait for a little while, for a couple minutes and stuff. So yeah, why couldn't AEW start the following Saturday instead of making us wait all night? Because some of us are exhausted after WrestleMania. Also, I'm sorry, I'm shaking my um camera and stuff, so it's my knee. Anyways, yeah, so yeah, also tired last night. I couldn't review AEW Collision, so yeah. Anyways, it was a good show and stuff, and I wish they would have done it the following Saturday instead of making us wait all night. But yeah, it was good and stuff. But anyways, that was it for this video. Hope you enjoyed. If not, and that was it. And see you guys for the review for WrestleMania Night 2. So yeah, that was it, and I'll see you all in the next video. Laters.